preparing to live stream the meeting.
Woo.
All right, we live.
All right. Let's do this thing.
Are you a fan of Star Wars? Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? What about beer? If so, this may be the podcast for you.
Brick,
Yeah?
you're talking like that again.
Well, we are cutting an introduction for our podcast.
Do you think we should maybe crack a beer first?
I shouldn't. Do it.
Welcome to episode 38 of Galaxy of Heroes. I am Brick Hardmeat.
And I am Darth Darkett. On today's show, we'll discuss our progress with the gifts that CG bestowed upon us. They were so generous.
Were they? We'll talk about our epic journeys to Kyber on our accounts.
And we'll see whose drops were better on those double drop days.
But first, we got to get lubed up. Let's hop into the cantina.
Let's do it.
All right. I
Cue
like
cantina
it.
music.
Getting right back into it. Yeah.
All right.
Getting right into it.
Since my travels to the beer store have been few and far between lately, I decided to go with a old trusty dusty family favorite
Trusty
beer, Miller High Life. Miller High Life has
Beautiful.
been the beer of choice for the Darkets, and before that the Schellenbergers, my family, for generations. So I had to go with this one for today because it's one that is my go-to cheap beer.
Nice.
So I'll give you a quick rundown of this. It is a 4.6%er, 7 IBUs, barely enough, 141 calories. I did learn, though, in my research, that they actually got their own hops, basically like crafted for this beer. And it's a hop that I use in some of my home brews now. I didn't even realize that it was originally made for Miller High Life, Galena hops. So, yeah.
Oh, got its own hops.
That's right.
Hop.
I'm gonna crack this one open and then talk a little more about Miller High Life.
All right.
Yep, that's beer. It's not gonna get an ooh from me, but it's one of my go-to cheap beers. It's a favorite among bartenders, brewers, and beer lovers in general. Miller High Life was launched as Miller Brewing Company's flagship beer in 1903. Its crisp, easy drinking flavor is the epitome of the American lager category. True to its original recipe, it's brewed with a proprietary blend of malted barley, Galena hops from the Pacific Northwest, and Miller yeast. In the 1900s, most Americans enjoyed their beer in a saloon. Or you're gonna love this one, Brick. Taking home a bucket. And I'm not talking about a bucket of bottled beer. Like they just filled up a bucket with beer and took it home. So
Some cheap stuff.
I've actually heard stories from my grandpa, the late Frank Darkett, who told us about when he was sent by his dad and uncles up to the local pub to fetch a bucket of beer and bring it back. And when I heard those stories, I was like, oh yeah, just like some bottles of beer. But no, they
Sure.
just poured beer into a bucket and then he took it home with the top on it. But it did eventually get developed into the first bottled beer, and that's where it became known as the champagne of bottled beer, now known as the champagne of beers.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
I would love a bucket of beer.
Yeah. I also have been doing some research on food pairings because I know you like the food pairings with the beers.
I love me some food pairings. Absolutely.
I have discovered that Miller High Life goes very well with hot dogs, peanut butter and jelly, jalapeno Cheetos, and Totino's pizza rolls, because that's basically what I've been eating the last month or so.
So pretty much all white trash cuisine is what you're saying.
It pairs well with all those things. That is correct.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
So what are you drinking?
I am drinking Founders Four Giants IPA. Saw it in the grocery store. Was not planning on picking up beer,
Okay.
but I had to do it. It's called Giants. I'm a Giant. It's 9.2% alcohol, 80 IBUs. I'm just going to read the back of it because I don't do fancy research like you do.
Okay.
We've made a lot of Imperial IPAs over the years, and in turn, we've had a lot of arguments over which one is the absolute best. So to settle this once and for all, our brewers mashed up four of our favorite recipes into the ultimate Imperial IPA. Four Giants boasts aggressive bitterness, balance of malty, sweet backbone, while huge aromatics come courtesy of the 7 American hop varieties.
Cool.
What crack her open?
Does it say what the 4 giants are?
I
pulled up
not on the bottom.
I pulled up the label. I see the Double Trouble mascot, but I don't recognize the other ones, to be honest.
Ooh, is that Centennial?
It might be Centennial, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't say on the bottle.
Okay.
It smells like beer, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. My dog is pissed at something.
She mad. I like that. It's quite piney, getting a little bit of grapefruit. Solid nice. IPA.
What would you rate that on the 7-star rating?
Ooh, I'm going 7, man.
Nice.
I'm going 7 stars. This might be the king of IPAs.
Is it like
the giant?
Is it a galactic legend?
It might be. It's a good beer, man.
I'll have to pick one of those up because you were talking about it the other day, and I was like, I don't think I've even seen that before. So definitely,
we were gonna coordinate a pickup or drop off, and it just didn't work out today. But next time, we'll figure something out.
I took a nap instead of doing that, so
priorities, man. So let's get over our boasts and beers, man. Let's do it. That's what the people want.
I've been doing
people need.
I've been doing a lot with my teams, and I've been seeing some success with it. So,
why don't you start this week?
All right, I will do. So I basically shifted my arena team from my General Grievous droids, which were never intended to be an arena team. I was more doing that just to like learn their mechanics better. To now my Padme team. So I'm going to be going forward with a Padme team for a while now, I would say. So on the last episode, I was able to Relic 6 Padme. Shortly after that recording, I got her up to Relic 7.
Nice.
I had General.
Notice the difference?
Yes, definitely. She's can like survive quite a bit longer. So I had Anakin at gear 12 for the lock-in for GAC, but since then, actually like hours after lock-in, I was able to get him to 13. And then I relicked him immediately to 3. A couple days later to 4, then 5, then 6. And I'm sitting on...
I like where this is going.
A couple more pieces for 7. I'll definitely have him at Relic 7 by the time the podcast episode releases on Wednesday.
Nice.
But I wasn't able to get him to 7 before the new Grand Arena matchups settled. I just knew I wasn't going to get it, so I just locked him in at 6.
He still wreck shit.
Oh, totally. Yeah. The only one that's an issue right now is Ahsoka. She's only gear 11, but only 1 slot left. So she's almost a 12. Just 1 basic, fully crafted stun gun to go. I got all the big ones out of the way. So
nice.
That was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Since I pulled General Kenobi out of the Jedi squad completely, I wanted to replace him with a good Jedi. I've been using Ezra fairly successfully, but he's got his limitations. I would really rather keep him in the Phoenix squad. So I activated Hermit Yoda, got him up to 7 stars, and started the gear grind on him, but he's only at like gear 8 right now. So I want to get him to at least gear 10 so he can be using that Jedi squad. I think I'll be able to do that before we get rolling on territory battles, but I've heard that he's not very good in territory battles anyways. He's going to get like basically killed right off the bat. So I'll probably have to still go with Ezra. I did a bunch of mod overalls. We were talking to the Gambit guys last week about like getting rid of anything that's under a certain threshold of speed. So I set my speed minimum at 5, and I basically just purged all my mods that were anything below 5 speed. And I'll try to get him up to like, he's got his at solo base at speed 8 nothing below that. So speed 5, I think, is a good start. And then basically clearing all the other stuff out, because I'm so sick of like doing the events and all of those mods go to the inbox. It's like, I'm not using these anyway. Just get rid of them, get the credits for it. So got all the bugs up to gear 11 or 12. So they are they qualify for the Watt mission. They didn't do it good enough last time. They couldn't get through the Watt mission, but I think in about a month, maybe 3 weeks, I'll have them fully ready to go. Big thing though, there was a huge thing that I was excited about is I got my Hyena bomber to 6-star, and that's made a big difference in Fleet Arena. And I'll talk about how I got there a little bit later. And then my final thing I want to share, it's a boast. I got an achievement today, like right before this stream started. I won my 1000th fleet battle. Fleet arena battle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How about your boosts, boasts, and beers?
Well, we've got Slevin here in the chat real quick. What's up, Slevin?
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for hopping in. Heck yeah. I didn't do a whole lot. I mean, I did Gear 13 B1, which was cool. Getting slowly more prepared for gas at this point. Brought him up to, he or she, I suppose, up to Gear 13 B Relic 3, I think.
Okay.
So still gonna work on getting them higher, but I guess that's a necessary Gear 13 for gas.
I've heard Relic 5 is a good place to shoot for, and then be ready to go up if you need to.
Okay. Yeah, and that's not hard to get to 5. I'm just gonna keep, that's the only thing I'm farming in Cantina anyway is Cantina signal data, exactly.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I'm just gonna bank a bunch of it. I don't think I need a relic anyone else for gas. I think I have all the relics out of the way. But I'm also working on Shock T, Droidica, and B2 and Magna. Those are all my problem childs.
Yep.
My problem children. I got to get them all up to Gear 12, I think, at least.
Make sure you put the Zeta on Magna Guard.
Yeah. If I've learned anything from Darth Darkett, it is
don't put the Zeta on Magna Guard.
Right.
I did though in our last territory war, we had a lot of GG squads in one of the zones, and there were 2 or 3 other ones that were Zeta'd, but they also had him like Relic 6, and I was like, really? And it was a pain in the ass. I was like, why would you do that? Such a waste of resources. But like they were so hard because you can't get through the taunt. He's got so much protection on that you can't really do anything.
Right.
They had Watt running in the same squad too, so I was like, okay, this is a pretty wicked squad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's your next goal, man. You got to relic that Magna up
to make sure my Zeta was worth it.
Yeah, you got to commit.
Yep,
I'm starting to doubt your commitment to Sparkle Motion.
I can't wait till the Schnaps hears this.
He's just screaming at his phone or whatever he's listening on this to.
Right.
But yeah, that's really it. That's really all I've been doing. Just been working on those characters. It's down to Shock T, Droidica, B2, Magna, and I do have to tweak the pilots a little bit for the event. May 14th is the unofficial date that we've guessed that it'll come back. Yeah. So I got about a month to get it done. I think I should be ready. Famous last words, but
I will not be ready, but next time.
By my calculations, I'm like 90% of the way there.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Shock T is going to hold me back, and then the ships. I am working the ships in the background though, through like the Fleet Arena store. So
yeah, you kind of got to throw them in the background. You got to be just chipping away at them. You know, if you wait and like, oh, I just need to get Edda 2 to 5-star, I just unlocked it. It's like, well, you're going to be looking at a few months essentially.
Right. I think though, after I finish my Ahsoka and that team, I'll just switch over to getting those guys up.
Yeah. not a bad idea. I mean, they're solid. So I guess that's it. We can head over to the hard meat.
Yeah, hard meat time.
Let's do it.
I did hear in the news that we might be facing a meat shortage very soon. So,
Oh no.
I know it's going to be sad. There's a lot of meat processing
Oof.
plants that are going to be shutting down soon because of the coronavirus situation. So,
Fuck.
meat may not be on the menu. We'll have to change over to hard tofu.
To the hard tofu. Oh man, I don't know if that's a world I can live in.
I know it'll be tough.
Might have to start hunting.
I've got some guns.
We're just gonna we're just gonna become hardcore hunters.
Yes.
We're gonna start a hunting podcast. We're gonna pod straight from the woods around a campfire.
Makes me think of that It's Always Sunny episode when they hunt humans for human meat. You ever seen that one? It's a good one.
Yes. Don't they get the itch?
Yeah. It's human meat.
Yeah. They get like addicted to it.
Yeah.
All right. So hard meat. We're gonna go over the news. There wasn't a lot of news.
Barely
again.
Anything. Yep.
They came online, they poked their head out of the foxhole they're in, and SB Crumb popped his head out and basically just acted like nothing happened, and that the Galactic Legend event wasn't pretty catastrophically terrible by everybody's accounts, but they finally came out with their stay and play hashtag. Basically what they're doing to
finally. That's what we've all been waiting for.
Just like 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
They did acknowledge that they're releasing this later than they wanted to, than they anticipated. They don't give a reason why, because
they don't care.
I guess we don't hold them accountable, and they don't really feel like they owe that to us.
Yeah.
But they did roll out, they hinted at previously some things they were going to do to kind of keep us busy while we were all in quarantine. So they added some double drops. They added some additional events. So every day you're going to be seeing a lot of different events, multiple events at the same time. The assault battles, ground war, artists of war. By the time this comes out, we'll be in the Mythic Emperor's Demise on the 15th, right? That's when this thing releases.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, 15th is Wednesday. Yep.
Yep. So then we'll have Military Might after that. And probably the best thing that they're doing is double drops.
Yeah, gotta love double drops.
Absolutely. So on the 11th, we had Light Side Battle, double drops. On the 12th, Dark Side. The 13th, Cantina. The 14th, Fleet Battles. And the day this is coming out, Mod Battles, double drops. So pretty cool. It's nice that they're doing that. It's definitely helping out with grinding. I don't know about for you, but
it's helped out a ton.
It's huge.
Yeah.
You really got to take advantage of it. I even got some extra crystals so that I could really cash in and get the most out of them. Because some of these grinds are just insufferable without them.
I actually was pretty good on crystals when it first was announced. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'll just focus on a couple areas. I don't want to overspend, but I definitely want to maximize what I can get out of this. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's a ton of time that you can save if you plan it right.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of hoarding, not really going out of my way to do any character refreshes. And but what did you end up doing with your double drops?
Yeah, so on the first day, the light side double drops, I focused on
we could just alternate probably.
Yeah, I focused on Vulture Droid. I think I did 3 refreshes on that, and I got about 12 blueprints. So I was happy with that. And I think that was the same day that it was also the Scion. I think light side is Scion and the Kylo Ren command shuttle, which I need to finish that one off so I can at least 4-star the finalizer. So I after I finished Vulture Droid off, I went after the Scion one and got quite a few of him. And I think I was able to pull about 10 of the command shuttle too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm farming that one too. Where are you at on the command shuttle?
98 out of 100.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're way farther along than I am. I think I'm like 22 of 100 or something.
Yeah. So I'll be ready for the
But-
next time that event comes back.
Nice.
To just 4-star it. It's nothing going to be usable, but I can at least drop it for, territory battles.
Yeah, at least you have it,
Yeah. Quick deploy.
Yeah. And eventually you could develop it, if you wanted to.
Yeah, it could be a cleanup squad.
Yeah. I for light side double drops, I basically just put it all towards Shakti's gear because her gear sucks.
Okay.
Mrs. Hardmeat was doing some laundry. Yeah, so I just farmed a ton of Chirotech shock prods. She needs 100 Chirotech shock prods and 100 Chirotech battle computers just to get to gear 10.
Oof.
It's just brutal. It's like that's gear 10.
Yeah.
So I just burned my light side energy on that. Did the triple refreshes, which I think I might have gone up to 100. I don't remember. I might have gone up to the 100 refresh just to really try and. I mean, I did craft some pieces, so I guess it was worth it.
Now, in the gas event, is she just needed to be at 7-star, or do you actually need to have her like viable as a combatant?
She has to be 7-star.
But does she roll with like the Padme squad? Like, I don't know that event very well.
Truthfully, I don't know. I'm planning on getting her to gear 12 and just stopping at that point.
Oh, she'll be a good, character to have anyways. But I'm just wondering, like, do I need to invest all that into her for the event?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. Oh, Battlefront Line is in the chat. What's up there, BFL?
BFL in the house.
He's one of the show alums. Good guy, clone expert, man of the North. How about Dark Side double drops? What'd you farm with that?
Dark Side double drops, I went with Hyena Bomber because I'm trying to build that fleet. And that's where I was able to get enough to 6-star Hyena Bomber. I got out with 18 blueprints of that ship, which I thought was really awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So awesome. I went all in on ships for both of those light side and dark side.
Cool.
I think after that I went with my extras, stun guns, just to roll with that,
Yeah, that's what I did. I did all stun guns for dark side. I think I picked up probably 25 or so. Like I had really good drop rates.
Yeah. Have you
Just
done any math on like crystal buys versus like refreshes?
No, I probably should. I did buy some stun guns to get B1 up because I'm at that slog where it takes forever to get B2, Droidica, and Magna Guard are all need very similar stuff, and it's
pretty
just
much the exact same stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, so it's tough. If I can get through that, I will say about this gas grind, it is reshaping what I know as possible in this game, as far as like productivity and getting these characters up. Like getting a character to 12, I never thought I'd have a gear 12 Ahsoka. I just never thought it would be something that I would have.
Yeah.
But I do. And it was for this event and I don't regret it. She's great.
Oh, and that Padme squad's awesome. It's your arena squad.
It's so good. Yeah.
That event like pushes you to make teams that are top of the line viable for a lot of game modes. So
yeah, and it was a big reason why I decided to not go for Malik, and I'm glad I didn't. It's Malik and Jedi Knight Revan. I'm glad that I didn't because I'd rather have gas than Malik at this point, or Jedi Knight Revan.
Also, I think the requirements to get there are about the same, and you're going to be getting a whole lot more out of gas long term than you're going to get out of Malik. Also, one update they did, they kind of went under the radar. Malik will now be on Journey Guide, so There's no rush.
nice.
There's no like, demand push to get that stuff done at a certain point, because it'll be on Journey Guide and you can do it whenever you feel like it. So
That's nice. I mean,
Yep.
I definitely think long term it'll be something that I may revisit. I would love to have Jedi Knight Revan, and I would love to have Malik, but when given the option, either chasing those characters or Gas, and then now with the Galactic Legends,
yeah.
really, I mean, ideally, I probably should try to get both.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it'll take 2 years, but
Yeah.
it may be that may be what you need to be competitive. It's not going to be like, oh, I do think it's remarkable to look at what is quote unquote mandatory and in the meta. And the success that I've had recently in GAC, I don't have Jedi Knight Revan and I don't have Malik. And I'm pretty proud of that. Like I would love to have those characters, but I don't have those characters. And I'm glad that I don't at this point. They're so energy consuming, time consuming, and it doesn't. I don't think it doesn't make sense for everybody to farm those characters.
Right.
You can get a lot out of higher end squad or lower end squads. High B squads per se. That aren't quite meta. Like using Night Sisters has been absolutely huge for me. I mean, they take out nearly every team other than Darth Revan and Padme and Gas.
Yeah.
But literally anything else I can take out. So it's crazy to me. At one time it was like, oh man, if I don't have both Revans and Malik, I'm gonna suck.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. That's really not the case. It really
Not at
depends
all.
on where you're at in the game and kind of what makes sense for you, which is kind of cool about this game. It's not a one size fits all approach.
Yep.
So sorry, tangent there. What about
it's good.
Cantina?
I think we did the same
double
thing.
drops.
We pushed signal data, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is one of our guildmates, Jor-El, was saying basically you should like let your stuff max out right before activity reset, and then buy everything with crystals, and then after the activity reset, buy more. So that's what I did. I let my energy refill to 144 right before my activity reset, about 20 minutes before it set. I actually stayed up kind of late to watch it, and I bought 4 refreshes, and I dropped 500 crystals on that. And then after the activity reset, I bought 4 more, so another 400 or 500 crystals. And I had like 970 something Cantina energy sitting there. So I just went all out on signal data, and now I have enough to take Jedi Knight Anakin to R7. I'm just stuck on one of those mats. I forget which one it was.
Oh yeah, probably the one that I talked about last week.
Yeah, not
thing.
Yeah, not heat sink. The electrium conductor.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's not the one I was
stuck on. That one. 6 out of 20, but I'll get there by Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I just did all Cantina on signal data.
It's a way to do it.
Just to bank it, and it seems kind of useless at the time, but at the same time, I don't know. Cantina grinds do suck if you're farming shards. So I did have pretty good drop rates on my alt brick hard node for GBA. I think I honestly want to say that I did 3 refreshes, and I want to say I got at least 25, maybe more shards.
Nice.
Like really good. I went from I feel like I was in the 30s, and then by the end of it, I was in the 70s. But that mathematically doesn't seem possible. But yeah. I don't know. I'm that'd be like I got 40 shards or something. Math, brick hard math. That's what I'm here for.
It's possible. I mean, it's not impossible, but for me on my alt, I just didn't have the crystals to do the refresh. I think I did 1, but I also did the same thing. I went for GBA.
Yeah. Those grinds just take so long, and especially early game, there's so many important characters that you need in Cantina that are just mandatory. You can't get around it.
Yep.
Like after GBA, gosh, I don't know who would go next. Probably maybe some of the rebels. Maybe you start farming, like if you want to make a rebel team, you need to farm Farm Boy Luke. He's in Cantina, right?
You can, if you're doing Anakin, you can finish him off with 2 nodes, because you got a Cantina node and then you got a hard node.
That's true. Yeah.
You
But
probably
there's a
should
ton of characters in Cantina.
honestly, if you're doing that though, you should probably just start hoarding signal data, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you can make an argument for that too. Relic some characters early, and that could go a long way.
Yeah.
So what about your plans for fleet?
Shakti.
Nice.
Shakti is my thing. There's really nothing else that I
Solid.
need in fleets. Like I'm not really focusing on Enfys Nest right now. Like she'll get like my throwaway energy, but I think Shakti is going to be it.
Yeah, I'm going for. I need to finish Edda 2 at 22 out of 100. I definitely think that the double drops will help me with that one. I'll do at least 3 refreshes on that one.
Yeah, that's smart.
And then the rest, I don't know. Maybe Darth Scion. Maybe I'll hit him.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
I'm just getting him out of that one hard node because I need the command shuttle anyways. So
yeah,
there's too many things.
I just 6-starred him.
There's too many things in fleet that I need. I don't want to waste it on Scion. Like,
yeah,
even golden eyeballs. Like, I'll throw it at that.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good point. There is some good gear attached to fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always some good stuff in each store. Isn't the Ebon Hawk in fleet as well, or is that Cantina? I don't know.
I think it's
Who
Cantina.
cares? I'm not farming it.
Yeah, I'm not either. Fuck that ship.
Yeah. What about? Oh, good.
I blast that ship every time it comes like into a rotation. I'm like, this is a stupid ship. It's one of those ones that adds like a lot of GP because there's 2 pilots on it, and
right.
So you'll see a fleet with like 510,000 GP, and it's like, oh man, it's gonna be tough. It's like there's Ebon Hawk in there. It's just wasting GP.
Yeah, you need it for Radis, but I'm not going for Radis anytime soon.
Yeah, fuck that.
Or ever. I don't know.
No, thank you.
And young Lando, start that grind. Oof.
Yeah.
How about mod plans? I know everybody double drop mods. I mean, that's what the people are counting on. All 4 people in the live chat want to know.
I'm really excited for mod double drops, to be honest. Like mods are huge, and like it's gonna give me the extra edge I need, I think, in the PvP stuff. So MK1 amplifiers and capacitors are gonna be all out. So trying to get those 6C mods.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so the slicing material.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing too. Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to make my shock tea super fast because it's nice doing gas. Again, another byproduct of farming gas is you get a nice clone team before you get gas, with shock tea lead,
right.
Which is getting holds in GAC, which we'll talk about here. But
for the cam mission too.
For what?
The Kia di Mundi mission.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that. That's coming around. Mm-hmm. The Great Deployment.
That's right. We got a couple people in our guild that I think might get 1 or 2 for us.
Nice. Yeah, we've got some heavy hitters, man. Like Bonkhead, Maelstrom.
Yeah. The issue though is, do we get to that zone? Like, I don't know if we, with the plans that our TB gurus have, are we going to even get to that zone? I think it's in the 3rd phase, and we might do it so that we don't ever get to that one. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to see.
Yeah.
I stay out of the territory battle stuff and just follow commands.
Yeah, it's crazy. I really have a new respect for our territory battle gurus after jumping up into the Empire, Awakened Empire, because they have significantly more GP than Awakened Rebels that I'm normally in. And we're producing, pretty close star counts in Geonosian territory battle, which is pretty remarkable. It's I think that they're planning that our territory battle gurus are doing. It's really just maximizing the potential that we have, which is really cool to see. And hats off to those guys. And not to say anything negative about the guild above us. Just I think what they're doing is just remarkable. And there's two people that are really, really on it with Deschnaps and called Jansen. They're really working hard to they're like addicted. They're like addicted to success, which is great. Appreciate the hell out of those guys. Yeah, it's really like at the end of the day, I realized this recently is territory battle is the most important game mode as far as rewards go. Like it really is.
Definitely is. Yep.
There's nothing that yields better rewards. I mean, the other stuff is cool and fun, but
yeah, Territory Wars is fun and like it's good to be competitive and like fun to win and fun to clear. But like the difference between first place and second place, it's really not that different. Like there's definitely like some better stuff you get out of being in first place, and you want to have that like bragging right kind of stuff, obviously too. But second place rewards are fine, Yeah,
they're acceptable.
Yeah, we're getting cryos out of it, so
yeah. And Kairos.
Yes.
You said cryo.
I said fucking shit. All right. I'll let myself out.
So you want to hop into some PvP talk here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice. So we're gonna go over our Grand Arena Championship results from the last week,
which actually was like my main game focus for the week. Like since we last talked, after having Gambit on and us discussing our ways to navigate the GAC. It's been like my main focus, and I actually I'm not gonna be scared to say I lost some sleep over it.
Okay.
The day of my first like attack phase, like the morning of, because I didn't attack him that night. I wanted to see what he would do. I actually woke up at like 4:30 in the morning because I was like sweating it and thinking about it, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go in.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Gambit guys, thanks again to those guys for coming on the show. I really enjoyed talking to them.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked it out, definitely check out our last episode to hear those guys talk, and definitely check out their podcast, especially if you're Grand Arena Championship or Territory War focused. I don't think there's a better resource out there for that type of information.
There sure isn't.
Their Discord, we have links to their Discord. There's a ton of great information in there.
I use their spreadsheet of like all of the different counters, because like like on a counter guide or infographic, you'll see like the generic setup for a team. They have like every team comp possible for like every like PvP mode and like what they've used to counter it, and they even tell you like this will only work with this mod set. So I use that as a guide for like our guild when we were doing Territory War, because we had never faced like those GG squads with Wat Tambor in it. So I was like, here's a link to a YouTube video. Start it here. Zareth explains the whole thing. So like they have great stuff. Get on their Discord, subscribe to their YouTubes. Awesome resource. So
yeah, it's one of the, I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not using their stuff. Yep. And they gave us a nice shout out on their podcast, which was cool.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. So anyway, GAC. So do you want to start? You want me to start? What do you want to do?
Sure. Let's save the good stuff for last.
Okay.
So yeah, the main thing was that Brick was gonna help me redo my defense so that I had a different setup so I could be more successful, because I didn't do well in the last season at all. I had a couple where I was 1-2, a couple where I was, or one where I was 0-3. So it was in need of an overhaul. So I think the first thing that we established was we had to change my defensive fleet, since I have
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
How's your beer?
I got half a beer left.
All right, I guess I'll wait.
I have more of.
Do you want me to get you
of the same beer though? So.
Oh, that's true. I'm gonna grab another beer.
Get a beer. I'll keep talking.
Okay.
So since I have my Malevolence fleet now, I'm able to leave my my Rebel squad, my home one fleet, my MILF fleet on defense with Houndstooth. And a lot of the opponents that I face don't have anything to counter that with. Very few even have a negotiator from what I've seen on .gg. So I left my MILF squad on D. And then basically what I was doing was leaving a kind of a weaker defensive setup in the front zone, right in front of fleet, to kind of bait them to go there first. So we decided on a kind of scoundrel separatist thing going on there. So it's a Newt lead with Django, Dooku, Asajj, and then I just threw like Wampa in there as an extra. I also threw a bounty hunter squad next to them. And then on the bottom front, I did Ewoks and I forget who else. First Order. And then in the back, I did Phoenix and Bugs. I had to do that way for the first setup because the guy that I was facing was 420,000 GP above me. So he had a lot of stuff that could counter what I had. I had to basically go all offense. And even with that, I had to be completely perfect in my first matchup. So, and that was the case.
Was a tough opponent you had there for sure.
That was the case for every opponent I faced. They were at least 300,000 K above me. So it was me having to do some kind of tricky stuff on them to get them to make some mistakes. And I would say it kind of worked. I definitely did not win the first matchup. I got caught on a fucking Night Sister squad, like always, and wasted my Relict Rebel team. I had to go in after that to clean that up. He couldn't beat my fleet, which was one of the first things we established as a strong point and a strategy for me. So that was cool. But he basically got through everything else with one attempt and undersized. My second matchup, the guy went very heavy offense. So I had a pretty easy time getting through everything, and I got a full clear. He only took out my front zone right in front of the fleet and then failed 3 attempts at my fleet. So I got that win. So at that point I was 1-1. I mean, nice. my third matchup, when I scouted the guy, I was like, oh yeah, I think
my work is done here. You got to win. So
I got to win. No. Yeah. Better than last time where I was in 8th place. My third matchup, when I was scouting the guy, I was like, I think I got this. Like, he's got a good 300,000 K on me, but I can kind of see what he did last time. And if he goes that route again, I can probably beat him. So I planned what I could do, and I put Padme on defense, which I didn't do the previous 2, because I was like, he's going to need to crush his heaviest squad in that Padme team to get through it. So that took away one of my offensive teams from me. So at that point, I had to basically be perfect on offense to get through it. And I was doing really well. I got through the front bottom, 1 attempt, under squad evened. I got through 1 on top, easy. I used my JTR on his Z Crew team, and I'm like, this is going to be fucking easy. This Z Crew team is kind of like nothing. It was like gear 12, but like my JTR squad is pretty great and can get through something like that. So I got to the screen where it said victory, and then it said connection lost. And I was like, connection lost? What the hell? I already had turned my Wi-Fi off because sometimes my Wi-Fi can be unreliable. So I was on my cell network. And then it just like cut out and restarted. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, but I got the victory. And so I opened my Grand Arena up again, and it said 1 attempt, and I didn't clear the team. So I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, my game crashed on me. And I went over to Discord to kind of like whine about it because I had to get it off my chest. And I noticed that the bot that we use for reminding people to do certain stuff, like the raids were open, that the bot pinged right at that point after I had won to tell people to go into the AAT raid. I was like, God damn it. So the bot kicked me off my win. And like I had it all set up so I knew exactly which teams were going to go against what. And I could have cleared him. And I had 2 undersized wins, but it fucked me because I had to then take my Jedi Knight Revan squad against the crew team because it's the only counter that I had that was viable. So I wasted that, and then I couldn't beat his bounty hunters on the bottom and the back, and he cleared me, so I didn't win it. It was very frustrating.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I'm brick heartbroken.
Yep. On another note, though, R2-D2, my alt, in his first GAC appearance ever, got gold, first place.
Congrats! You can retire now.
That's right.
That's great.
I think I'll probably get Kyber on R2-D2 before I'll get Kyber on my main.
Nice.
It's weird though, because like I know exactly. I know more of what I need to do on that account than I do on my main, because like just the competition doesn't know how to counter these things. So my first two failed on my Padme squad, which is like level 75, 6-star, like not good at all. And then they couldn't beat my separatist team in front of my fleet. So they couldn't clear anybody out. The second person didn't attack at all. The third person beat my first squad, but then got tripped up on my fleet, and I took out basically everything but his fleet. I threw my main fleet down on defense because I'm like, if I can clear 3 zones, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it normally comes down to fleets. I've noticed.
That's it for me. How was your GAC?
It was good. I went 6-0 between my 2 accounts, which is awesome.
Okay. Okay.
And it looks like our good buddy Jacob from the Spice Den podcast is watching. So
that's right.
I think he's Boski.
He is Boski. Yep, that's right.
What's up? So I decided to take Zareth and Solo's advice, their suggestion from last week, because what I was doing kind of before was in GAC, and I had good results with it. I was laying down a pretty, a decent defense. I was trying to trip my opponents up and really scouting their rosters. And it was time consuming, but I was enjoying it. But it was also, I think, had a flaw because my defenses oftentimes were predicated on my opponent's tendencies, by looking at their GAC history. And if they changed up what they do normally, I could potentially be screwed and lose just because I was trying to get too cute and be too smart with my strategy. Yeah. So during the course of the podcast, what they said made a lot of sense. Basically set some decent B-level teams on defense or below that may just, kind of be sneaky and trip some people up, and then save all of your strong teams for offense.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're going to get that full clear and bet on yourself, which is what I did. And really it was a lot more fun than what I have been doing. Way less scouting involved. I couldn't pull up 2 of my opponents' GAC history because they weren't synced to the .gg. So I just had to basically look at their profile and just be like, fuck it. I'm just gonna roll with decent defense, nothing great, save all my good teams for offense and see what happens. And I did make a conscious effort to look at their fleets and put, their biggest weakness on defense for myself. A lot of my opponents had pretty bad fleets overall, and I'll go through it, and let you know what happened. But so my defensive strategy, and again, I'm like 3.4 million GP at this point. I set gear 10 to 12 rebels with a CLS lead. I set Shock T led clones, and they're all between gear 8 and gear 10. Gear 10 Ewoks. I think my Elder is 11. Then I set my bounty hunters on defense, and they're gear 12, and they go down to gear 9-ish. Gear 8 to 10 Phoenix, and then gear 8 to gear 11 Bastila led Jedi on defense. So that was my defense. That's pretty much what I did every time. So round 1, I won 1755 to 1475. I showed my opponent zero respect. Their profile was awful. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Your profile sucks, and you know who you are.
Call them out.
It was just terrible. I couldn't believe it was so bad. I'm like, gosh, why are you even joining GAC when your profile sucks this bad?
What's his
They
name? Darth Darkett?
no. They were just bad. I mean, maybe they're maybe from their perspective they're just farming characters they like, and they're not cognizant of the meta whatsoever. And GAC is just another reason for them to get some free shit. Maybe that's what they're going for. Whatever. I'm gonna take the easy win. But I just looking at their profile in game, I'm like, they have nothing to offer against anything that I have. So they weren't farming gas. They weren't farming either Revan.
Yeah.
They stalled on my fleets. It took them 3 battles to take out my Bastil-led Jedi team. And again, they're just, gear 8, gear 11, not that great. But it worked. It stalled them. They took them 3 battles to take them down. And then they even stalled on my Phoenix. And
Really?
what was curious about that is they tried once, and I saw the attempt because Sabine was left. Only Sabine. I'm like,
she's the first one to
bruh.
target.
Exactly. That's the first one you take out. That's like the main damage dealer on that particular Phoenix squad because I use.
I even know that. Come on.
Yeah. I use Hera, Zeb, Cannon, Sabine, and Chopper. Yeah, that's the Phoenix squad I use. And then I use Ezra in my Jedi team with Bastila. But so yeah, just right there, I just don't think this person is very PvP minded or knows what they're doing, to be honest. So I took advantage of it. What was really fun about it, I was able to win with using 5 fleet commanders in one battle. So I had GG as my lead with Mace, who has no mods, Tarkin, Thrawn, and a 5-star Hux.
Cool.
And I got like 57 banners, I think, with it
Nice.
against some crappy random
bullshit team.
I don't even know what this. Yeah, that was just some garbage they had on there. So I thought that was really funny.
It'll be fun to watch to see like the GAC history and like what he actually used to fight you with.
Yeah, that will be fun.
And
we'll have to look back.
We'll broadcast all the mistakes next time.
Yes. So round 2, I won 1707 to 640. My opponent never attacked. They went, but they did go full defense, which I was curious. I don't really know what they were planning, what they were trying to do there. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if they were just trying to be a dick or what, but they went full defense. They put an R6 Darth Revan and R6 Malik on defense with they had an R6 HK or R5 HK47 as well in that team.
Wow.
They put Jedi Knight Revan on defense, Padme on defense. So they went full defense.
What's the
which
idea
was
there?
actually I don't know.
You can't take anything out at that point.
Well, it was actually kind of fun because I saved everything I had for offense and I got the full clear, which was fun. It was the first time I was able to use Padme to take out Darth Revan. I've specifically been drilling using Padme in arena and specifically targeting Darth Revans because that's my Darth Revan counter. That's the only Darth Revan counter I have. Maybe General Grievous, possibly, but
he doesn't work.
Not preferred. Yeah, it's not the preferred one. So yeah,
even my Relic 7 one has trouble. If like Anakin's above Relic 5 and she's Relic 3 or above, there's no way.
Yeah, so I mean, I was really glad to get Padme, put good use out of Padme. I cleared the Darth Revan team with Padme, except for Malik and HK47. So I went back in with General Grievous and the droids, and I took out HK47, but Malik was still going strong. So I actually hopped into, at that point, the Gambit Discord and just asked them and they have like a GAC advice channel. and just said, "Hey, I've got a solo Malik, and it's R6. What's a good counter? What should I use?" And they gave me the feedback that First Order Crew would be great because Crew can't have health steal used against him, and that's like a huge component of how Malik's kit operates and how Malik, keeps gaining health and sucking health from opponents. So, and then the other nice thing about First Order is that OG Kylo has healing immunity. He puts healing immunity on his basic. So again, that just really hamstrings Malik, and they worked perfectly. I went in there, took it out, no problem. I mean, it was still like a 2-minute match, but took Malik out and just got the full clear against them. So that was a lot of fun. It was really fun, like testing my teams, using my offensive tools, and really, that's worst case scenario other than them having gas, which I haven't seen a gas yet, knock on wood, or floor mica, whatever the fuck this desk is made out of. I haven't seen one yet, but I have no answer to that. So that will be tough.
Yep.
So third round, I won again, 1748 to 1242. They stalled out on my fleets. They couldn't take down my Bastila-led Jedi team either in the back, which was nice because I really didn't give up that much on defense. Actually found myself with too many offensive teams after the first 2 rounds because I had Geos still, and even Grievous was excessive, but I kept him on offense. I just kind of, let it roll. Because I wanted to get those fleet commander wins with GG. But going forward, I may throw Grievous and Geos back on defense. But I don't know. Maybe until I lose, I'll keep them on offense. Just keep rolling with this strategy, see how it goes.
Yeah, I would stick with what you got. If you're winning and it's not close, just keep it.
Well, the thing about that strategy is that there really isn't a downside. Really what you're doing is by putting just decent teams on defense, nothing great, and actually relative to your GP level, like, I'm putting a 79,000 GP Ewok team on defense. I put Phoenix on defense, and they're similar GP, nothing crazy. By doing that, there's no downside to it. Like worst case scenario for me, if I am super offense heavy or, putting stronger teams on offense, is facing somebody who goes full defense. And when I did go against somebody who had full defense, I full cleared them with really relative no issue. And the odds of me full clearing them with my full offense is way better than the odds of them clearing me efficiently with trash against my moderately difficult defenses. You know what I mean?
Right. For sure. Yeah, I get you.
And then in this GP level, take all of that out of it. If you just plan your fleet defense against what their biggest weakness is, and in a fleet they can't beat, that alone, as long as you can clear what they have, that alone, that's a win.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you noticed that? Like, as somebody who has strong fleets, I feel like for the most part, people at our GP levels, their fleets are just kind of trash. They're all over the place. Yeah.
A lot of them that I see are using Tarkin and Geos. Because a lot of them aren't in great guilds, so they're not getting their MK2 currency guild. The get to currency. So they don't have a negotiator, or they don't have a malevolence. The last guy that I faced had a malevolence, and I thought I could still hold him on fleet because he put Houndstooth on defense, but he was still able to get me because he had the Y-wing as a tank. But yeah, I think that's a good thing, is like if you have a MILF and you have like a either negotiator or malevolence, like you've got a good shot at holding that fleet squad. You just got to set up your defense so that they kind of get baited into going that route.
Yeah.
So,
and looking at their GAC history, I find that even it, like, especially what they take for offense fleet wise and what they put on defense fleet wise is even more predictable than what they do with their ground troops. Like people tend to change that stuff up a little more, I would think. but fleet to me, it seems like it's pretty stagnant. You know, people aren't really mixing and matching too much. And if you can win that battle, if you can at least get the fleets and get to that battle and know you can win it or have a good chance to win it, you're going to be winning more. Yeah, go ahead.
So I will say too, like, even though I only got 5th in this last one, I'm gonna check real quick. I'm about 1,000 championship points above where I was last time. So like, I'm still not getting 1st through 3rd, like, you know, the good positions, but I'm getting more zones cleared with this strategy, which equates to more banners, which equates to more championship score. So
yeah, and then once you get you start getting the feats thrown in there, you know, once you start accomplishing those as well,
yep,
that's just going to get your score even higher. And I mean, you have strong fleets and pilots, and which is this entire GAC is the feats are centered around is fleets and pilots. So
yeah. I'm debating on my 5th attempt on Squad Arena, dropping something low in so I can fall and then like climb back up. But
yeah,
the thing with the Squad Arena feat is it's only worth 80 points, so it's not it's not going to change your advancement too much, you know.
Yeah.
And then the one too, I don't like that's impossible even for a computer feat. The one that's like win 3 fleet battles without using a reinforcement. Like you have to like get somebody to like coordinate with you on that for that to work.
Right. Yeah. Who's going to just throw in trash? I mean, if you're at a competitive level of fleet arena, you're not going to be getting anybody that's a pushover. You know, you're going to be having difficult matches every time when you're trying to climb. So unless you're coordinating in a shard chat saying, hey, I'm going to throw trash in just so you can get the achievement, you know, help me out.
Yeah. And my fleet shard would totally do it, but like I can't waste crystals on this achievement that's worth 150 championship points. It's not a valuable thing for me, you know?
Yeah.
If it were 300 or more, maybe, but like 150, I'm like, it's not worth it.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention in my third round, on one of the later, like in their back territory, they had some trash back there. I used another hodgepodge fleet commander squad. I used General Grievous, Tarkin, maybe Thrawn, and then I used Biggs and Wedge.
Yeah.
To get the rebel pilot feat.
Yep.
So I used those 5 and I got both feats. So that was pretty cool. What I was going to ask you, when did you join GAC this time around? Like when did you, relative to when it opened, when did you join? Right away? Did you wait?
Kind of right away. Like I really need to start like looking over my my upgrade schedule, like when I'm like about ready to move something up to see if I can push it to the last minute. But like twice before I've missed joining and screwed myself. So I don't like doing that.
I was going to ask because I had really, really shitty opponents compared to yours. Like we were chatting throughout the whole GAC. You would send me, you know, a screenshot of what or at least your first 2 opponents, like what you were up against and kind of like what you were thinking as far as the strategy offensively. And had I faced your opponents, I would have had a harder time, but my opponents were just awful. I mean,
so you think that maybe like the time that you join factors into who you get matched up with?
Well, Operation Metaverse was talking about this before too, because kind of the thinking behind it is if you're being matched up with people, if you join immediately, you're probably getting matched up with people that are really passionate about GAC and are like super uber prepared. That's what you would think. You know, they're like, oh, GAC launch, boom, I'm joining, you know. If you join more in like the midpoint, that's kind of when I joined. I think the following day or even like at the end of the day when it launched.
Yeah.
You might be getting more kind of players that aren't as hardcore or obsessive about the game mode.
Interesting.
But then even if you joined later, like right before, the join period, and maybe you are joining with people that are really getting the most out of their upgrades, like, oh shit, I'm gonna gear 12 this character or 13 this character tomorrow at 3 p.m. before the join period closes. So I don't know. That may be something we're tinkering. Like, honestly, I was kind of bored. I don't mean to sound like a pompous douche, but I was kind of bored in this GAC.
Must be nice.
Dude, my opponents were just not good. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there was one person that was solid. Like, the person who had Darth Revan and Malik, and Jedi Knight Revan and Padme, they would have been a worthy adversary had they not gone full defense. I don't know what they were thinking.
They were being lazy.
I don't know what they were doing, because then they didn't attack. Like, I don't know if they just threw in the towel. I don't know. Maybe they were like, oh man, is that Brick Heartbeat of the Galaxy of Heroes podcast? Who
I want him to talk about me and trash talk me on the podcast.
Did he just get Kyber? The guy that got Kyber last time? Oh man,
I better put everything.
I'm just gonna roll over. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, said no one ever.
Probably not.
I don't know. I really do. I was hoping for a bigger challenge, to be honest. Like, so I'm excited for this next one. I hope I'm eating my words, like, because that's fun. That's what's fun about it. It's like I want to have difficult matchups. And
you're gonna go 0 for 3 in this next one. You're gonna be like, God damn it.
It'll make for a great podcast.
Yeah.
No, but really though, like, it's like last season, or not last season. I guess it was season, but when I made Kyber, that was a very competitive GAC. Everybody that I had could have easily beat me. It was like a dogfight, but I was also using the tactic where I really planned my defense around their squads. I really was cognizant of what they were doing, and I based my entire strategy off of their history. And thank God most of them were very predictable. If they weren't predictable and changed things up, I could have lost easily. So we'll see. I'm excited for next GAC.
Yep.
I love GAC. I'm glad. I just talked about myself for a long time. I'm glad that you had better success. And I think, you would have been 2-1 had you not, without a doubt, you would have been 2-1.
For sure would have been 2-1.
If your game didn't crash.
My matchup, would have gone a lot differently if the game didn't crash on me. So, and really, like, I should have known, because I know how the schedule works for like alerts on the raids. We always have like the raid is launched. Here's go attack now. So I should have like realized that, but I haven't been paying attention to it as much. But yep, it screwed me.
Yeah. What are you going to do next time so that doesn't happen? What can you do to make sure that doesn't happen?
So our raids always launch at the same times, 12, 5, and 9. So I need to do my attacks in between those windows. But actually, like, the guy that runs our bots for us, like, schedules the timers, Silent Sam, he's already like taken off those alerts. He's like, it's not worth it. It's not worth like somebody losing a GAC matchup over. I'm just going to take the alerts off. So
that's good.
Yeah.
That sucks. You don't need extraneous factors making GAC even more difficult for you,
I know.
So.
If it was something where I was like not going to win anyways, I wouldn't be upset, but I was like, I definitely could have cleared him. Like, I may have still lost on efficiency, but like I definitely could have cleared him.
Yeah. In chat, Jacob said that he walked all over his first two guys, referring to GAC. One of them only had 1 million GP, but had a R6 Vader. His roster was totally out of whack. I gotta say, that is one thing.
R6 Vader. What? Why?
I send you them periodically, screenshots of on my Brick Hard Node alt. Just in Grand Arena, not Grand Arena, in Squad Arena. There's just so many random relic characters and random squads people have like that, like having an R6 Vader. Like, I guess it's just fun, fun. People like Vader, maybe. I don't know. They're just, I'm going to gear 6 or R6 Vader. You know, it'll be fun.
He's
I'll
the
just be
best.
wrecking
He's
shit.
the best villain in the movies. Why not?
Right. But it's like practically from a roster building perspective, it's like, no, dude,
It's
no,
stupid.
there's so
Don't
many other characters.
don't waste
Maybe
your
don't.
resources.
Yeah, exactly. And like gosh, I've sent you some pretty whack ones. There was like it was like an Empire. I want to say it was a Relic Vader, a Relic Boba Fett. It was like a Boba Fett lead, and there was like Empire characters mixed in. It made zero sense, and I
That's
actually
stupid.
beat them with like a 79,000 GP Geo squad. That's what I use in Squad Arena.
Yeah.
It just cracks me up. But you know what? One thing that I found is difficult to face in a Squad Arena, especially relict characters, is Crew. Crew once
Oh
he's
yeah.
relict,
Yep.
he
He's
can
ridiculous.
solo most teams. Like he'll time you out. You know, unless
Yeah.
you have healing immunity or some other means of maybe fracture or something like that.
Keep stunning him.
Yeah, he keeps stunning him. I mean, he's tough. I mean, he's timed me out with my Geos. I cleared the rest of their team, and I just, if it's just him, I don't have anything. I don't have an answer at that point.
Yeah. You need like 2 stunners and like Thrawn to fracture. And that's kind of like just keep whipping at him.
Yeah.
So he can't.
First order's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's a good squad. It really is. I've been using them to counter bounty hunters often because of Xerath from the Gambit podcast. He that's how he defeats bounty hunters pretty often. And the amount of control that First Order brings, he talked about it when he was on our show too. They're just a great squad. I mean, they're honestly really solid and versatile. And I'm excited to one day, once I finish Gas, really focus on that faction and start building those characters up so I can get me a Supreme Leader, Kylo Ren.
Nice. We got 2 in our guild now, and we finally got to use them in Territory War.
Yeah, let's talk about Territory Wars.
Yeah. So in our last one, we had a pretty formidable opponent. This opponent that we faced was about 2 million below us, but we also had 2 people that didn't join, so I think it kind of equaled itself out. We were able to clear, so that's always fun, but they got us in efficiency. We had some ideas of like where to put our Supreme Leader Kylo Rens, and where we put them definitely got us a ton of holds, but not enough for us to get the victory. We were still about 100 banners short of the victory, but I was still proud of us. We got the full clear. I think what I'm going to do for this next one, because we already kind of set our defense, is I'm going to try to keep my Padme squad so that I can do some more offense with that, because for a couple guilds that we faced, it's gotten like one hold or 2 holds. Like, it'll have like 3 or 4 attempts sometimes. But I do think that I need to have it on offense because of the Anakin being at Relic 6 now. So I don't know. We like I said earlier, we faced some separatist squads with Wat Tambor, which we weren't used to, which caused us to waste a couple squads. Got some holds on us, but it's fine. We learned from it. I got some videos from Xerath that can help us the next time. So.
Yeah, it was a good Territory War. I mean, to get a clear like that is always good. It sucks to stall out when you only have half of the map exposed. You're like, God damn it. But it seems like we are getting good participation at this point from most of the guild.
Sure. Yeah.
And
that's
good to see.
Everybody had like 4 attempts on offense or more. I mean, some people had up to like 17 attempts, which is cool. Just make sure you're being efficient and not just wasting. So,
yeah, that's something we can tweak, and hopefully that improves. But that's half the battle, man, is getting people to actually try. Exactly. It seems like it doesn't seem like you're asking a lot, but I remember when I was an officer and doing Territory Wars, it was like my main focus, and God, people drove me fucking crazy. It's just like fucking there's an event going on. It's called Territory Wars, and success is predicated on you fucking trying. So
you joined. You needed to do something.
Right. Oh, you just thought you could cash in and do jack shit? No, that's not it. That's not the event. The event includes
you doing stuff. I've had my rants already about territory war.
I know. Well, it's good. I mean, I'm glad people are attacking. We're getting full clears. I mean, people to me, like when territory war launches, it's like, okay, how am I going to fuck over this other guild? How am I going to crush their hopes and dreams? That's my mindset, you know. That's always my mindset too in GAC. It's like, how am I going to ruin this person's day? Like I really do.
You're
That's sadistic of me, but I really am. But you know, it's I enjoy it. I enjoy crushing people's dreams. And especially in GAC, it's no other game mode gives me more joy than or sadness when I lose. You know, it's
you're secretly General Grievous. Crush them, make them suffer.
Right. Seriously, when I know I'm gonna win a GAC, like when I see stalled like multiple attempts on like a shitty squad, I audibly
nice.
I go like,
it's a good feeling.
I audibly like I'll be playing with my son or something, like we'll be rolling around wrestling on the bed, and I'll check my phone real quick, and I'll just be like, oh, yeah, like I'll make a weird noise or something, like I get really excited, and I do a fist pump.
Daddy got 3 holds, buddy.
Right, exactly. Exactly. It's time to celebrate. Let's go color in the other room.
Beer. Yeah, that's it.
Let's go get your kinetic sand and make some sand castles inside. Let's do that. That's the kind of shit
kinetic
we do.
Sand is pretty awesome. I love that stuff.
It really is. I actually have probably as good of a time playing with it as he does.
It's edible. I mean, like, what more could you want out of toy?
It's edible?
No, it's not.
Maybe when we run out of quarantine snacks and we can't go to the grocery store anymore, we'll dive into the kinetic sand. You know, just
yep, good fiber.
Right. Yeah. Yep, I'm sure that keeps you regular. Lots of kinetic sand up in you.
All right. Events for the game. We have on the 15th, Emperor's Demise, Training Droid Smuggling. On the 16th, we have Endurance and Military Might. On the 16th, we start our light side territory battles. We'll be doing our Great Deployment with the Republic Offensive. On the 16th, we got Military Might. On the 17th, we have Credit Heist. I have 70 million credits, so I don't really care anymore.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I have 11 million. I thought I was balling, but I'm not up to that Darth Darket level.
I've been selling so many mods, you know?
Yeah.
Also on the 17th, we have Star Forge Showdown, the Malik event, which is turning into a Journey Guide event after that. 18th, Dathomir Mega Battle, and then General's Command on the 19th. So hopefully I can get my finalizer 4-star. Worthless.
What when is that event? End of the month?
The finalizer event is the 19th.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to be ready. God damn it. Hopefully they keep, it seems like they've been bringing it around pretty often. I hope they keep doing that because
I think they will for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not going to have it next time for sure. One thing I forgot to mention, the assault battles. How did you do with the assault battles recently?
Some good, some bad. Today's was there wasn't today's. We had Mythic today. The last one for the Sith and
First Order.
Yeah, I only can clear Mythic. I can't do any of the challenge tiers because my First Order kind of sucks, and I just have kind of like blah Sith. So it actually took me until like 10 minutes before the event ended to finally get the squad comp, and I had to actually manual battle and try, and I was able to 3-star it, but I can't do the challenge tiers. So,
What mythic tier is the one that gives you omegas for
Yeah, 2
completing?
omegas. Yep.
Okay. I had for the first time ever, I haven't been able to complete a challenge tier for any of the events yet.
Hmm.
Um, but this time around, I did. I did complete a challenge tier with the Sith. I used and First Order. I used Darth Revan lead, Gear 12, Fallen Bastila Gear 12, Emperor Palpatine Gear 12, and Vader Gear 12, and then I threw in Kylo Ren Unmasked Relic 5. I threw
Yeah.
him in as my tank, um, and I was able to get through it.
Nice.
I got some nice gear out of it. It's like injector handles or some shit. But that team, I haven't had success with in the past. So it was kind of
Yeah.
a throwback to my old arena team. I used to use it was an Empire team. It was a Empire Palpatine Zeta Palpatine lead with Thrawn, Vader, Tarkin, and crew. That
I
was the
think you were
team.
using that when we first started the podcast, actually, weren't you?
I think so. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my makeshift tank because I didn't have Scion unlocked. So,
Yeah.
because the nice thing about crew is that he's constantly taunting, or pretty often he's taunting. You know, when you get the Zeta on him, and
When
you
you
know
say when
he's
you say good thing, that's good for you because he's relic 5. Mine is gear 9, so the taunt basically just wipes him out because
it's a mark. It's not a taunt.
yeah,
It's a mark.
it's horrible. Yeah. So I couldn't keep him alive past like wave 4. So I had to do some like clever stuff with like Dooku lead, so they all had counter chance up and like spreading
Yeah,
the stun around, but it kind of worked.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's nice you got some Omegas at least, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to focus on these assault battles, the
No.
doing the challenge tiers. I mean, if I have the characters, great. You know, I tried with Night Sisters, but that left me frustrated and annoyed and wasted so much time and energy and
Yeah.
credits remodding uh and that's probably one of my most relict factions is my Night Sisters, you know.
Yeah.
Um so that was disheartening. But I found this event, I mean, with all Gear 12 characters except for Kylo Ren, to be able to complete a challenge tier was pretty cool
Yeah, it's
and
good.
get those rewards. But um, you want to talk
So
about
the
coronavirus? Coronavirus
I want
updates?
do I want to talk about coronavirus? No, not really.
Yeah, everybody right now wants to talk about coronavirus because
Mhm.
you're not hearing about it on the news. You're not hearing about it, you know, on Facebook
You don't
or
you don't know who you can
on the
trust. Can you trust, like a medical doctor that's been doing this for the last like 40 years, Dr. Fauci? Can you trust us? You gotta
I think
kind of
we
weigh
know
your
better, you
options on
know?
sources.
I'm a complete fucking moron. I think I'm basically the authority on the matter.
Cough
I
into
meant
my
just
elbow.
I meant in general, like just as far as like how you're holding up,
Yeah,
how you're, handling it all, I guess.
yeah, for sure.
What developments have taken place in the last week that you want to talk about?
So as far as like work goes, my school has like gone full ahead steam on like the online learning stuff. So we've been tasked with calling every single parent. We're trying to split it up so it's just our first hour classes, which for me is only 25 kids in my first hour. But we're calling all the parents, making sure they know like what the expectations are. So I was only able to get through to like 12 of my 25 today. Some of those calls lasted like 15 minutes because they're seniors and they have a lot of questions about like graduation and credits and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So that was a big chunk of my day, was calling home, talking to kids, talking to parents. And it was cool to hear from them. Everybody's healthy and whatnot. So that is going to be a big focus for me going forward, is like work is actually happening again. We've done a lot of like cleanup of the house, the backyard, the garage. So like the house is starting to kind of get in order, which is kind of nice because at this point in the year, like if we were in school, we would be like barely hanging on. Everything would be in shambles and like waiting until I get out of school to like get stuff back in order. But everybody
Yeah.
here is healthy, spending a lot of time together, watching movies together, playing games, being creative. So it's been a nice little time in our kind of like small little bubble here. And we're blessed to not have any issues with health. So
Well said.
it
Well
was
said. That's
it was it was weird not having a family gathering for Easter. Like I got to see my parents because they walked over, but didn't get to see my sister or my niece and nephew. So that was kind of weird, kind of out of the normal.
yeah.
But it's you got to do what you got to do.
Right. Right.
How about you
And
guys?
we've been doing good. Work wise, I work in the insurance industry. I'm a I guess you'd call me an adjuster or an auto damage estimator. So my job is largely predicated on people getting into accidents, and not many people are driving at this point. So there aren't a lot of accidents occurring because there's less people on the road. But we're staffed as a company for, a shit ton of people driving and a shit ton of people getting into accidents. So, but we've found creative ways to keep our staff employed, and as an insurance company, we're kind of in a unique situation because technically we're not losing money because people are still continuing to pay their auto insurance or have already paid for it. So we're not really losing out on a commodity, or people aren't unable to pay us, their premiums for their auto
Yeah,
insurance. So unlike other, you know, uh, businesses that, their means of being profitable is gauged off of people coming in and buying things, or paying
yeah,
for a service. And obviously you can't do that if you're quarantined and there's a stay at home order. So um, for me, it's been I've been fortunate. I still have a job, I still have work to do, and they've been finding things for us to do. I've been doing a lot of presentations recently, on my line of work, which is makes me look good in this. I have
yeah, for sure.
peers that are doing jack shit in this time, so it's kind of nice. I mean, kind of makes me makes me look good, I guess. Gives me job
Yeah,
security, but so professionally doing fine. And then my family, we just been it hasn't changed a whole lot for us, to be honest. Before the quarantine and the stay-at-home orders, we were pretty active. I used to take my son out for walks pretty consistently, almost daily if the weather permitted. If it's not raining and -5 or something, we were pretty much out walking around the neighborhood, or we have a forest kind of near our house that we can walk through, like a nature trail or nature preserve, I guess you'd call it.
yeah,
So it really hasn't changed much there. Probably the biggest change is just that grocery store runs have been limited, not going multiple times a week, which was kind of unnecessary when you really think about it. It's like maybe we should just buy what we need and not go back for,
yeah,
a week or two.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
and then of course the whole wearing a mask, wearing gloves, that's definitely a change. I have found that there are certain grocery stores that have been more progressive and more adapting to the times, like Trader Joe's. My hat's off to them. They're doing a tremendous job throughout this. Um, they were one of the earliest adapters of limiting the amount of people that are able to come into the store. They limit it to the max capacity for customers in the store at one time is 20 people.
Yeah,
Um, and they're doing a great job of cleaning up, wiping down, spraying down the baskets that people use to carry their groceries. Um, there's a huge line. I mean, that's definitely a change. Having to wait 40 minutes to get into the grocery store is definitely different than before. But um, they have it mapped out on the ground where 6 feet. Everybody needs to be 6 feet from one another, and um, so people know and people are following the rules and keeping everybody safe, trying to get through this. So that's been a change. But working through it, and just trying to, I've been trying to look at the good in this. If I can, it may sound trite, or I may be jumping up on a soapbox here, but I think we can come out of this stronger or better. I
I
think
agree. Yeah, I agree.
I think this is a great opportunity. It does suck, of course, that everything's shut down and that we're in this socially constrained time, and we're not able to spend time with our loved ones on a holiday like Easter, and have the normal day-to-day operations that we expect to have. But I really do think that we can come out of this stronger, better, smarter, stronger, more fit, more mindful of our surroundings, having a better relationship with the people around us. I really think that we can work on those aspects of our life, because truthfully, when you're working a 9 to 5, which in America is an 8 to 6 or longer, or you work weekends, or you know you work as much as you possibly can to try and stay employed. um, we don't have time to do these types of things, and
Yeah.
I'm seeing people when we're out walking with my son. I'm seeing people I've never even seen before in my neighborhood, because
Yep. Me too.
they normally right, you're probably seeing people you don't even know existed, because they're working
Exactly.
their shitty job, where they work and they get home at 6 o'clock, and they have to make dinner, and they don't have time to go out and go for a walk with, with their significant other, or you just get caught up in what the day to day looks like, and it sucks, and it's
Yeah.
it's it's really shitty. But in this time, you're seeing all these different people that are out there getting sun on their skin, walking around, enjoying it. I mean, it's kind of a glimpse of what you know uh, an alternate reality could look like, when people aren't really required to work a 9 to 5, and
Yeah.
um, when I don't know, it's there is beauty in it, in a way. I know that's fucked up to say during a pandemic, but I think that there is a lot of positivity that can come out of this, and we can come out of this better and stronger. And um, that's what I'm choosing to do. I'm trying to exercise more. I'm trying to do things that I don't have time to do prior, before this happened, and spend more time with my loved ones, and do Zoom calls more often. We're doing the podcast more. I'm getting to talk to you more, connect with
Yeah.
people more. I'm playing D
Yeah.
and
No,
D every Thursday.
it's getting
There are
getting
good things that
connection.
come out of it.
It's getting connections like reestablished with like groups and people and family who you sometimes neglect, because just like the every day-to-day kind of thing bogs you down. Even if you have time, you're too tired to do those things. So it does offer some opportunity to like better yourself, better your relationships. The unfortunate side of it too, though, is that there are a lot of people, and we're not a social issues podcast at all, but who are in bad situations, who like their lives are becoming worse because of this too. I hear some of those
Yeah.
stories where, you have abusive relationships, families who are definitely going without, who like are struggling hard. So I definitely know that me and you we're very fortunate to not have the hardest end of this for us. But I do think I'm trying to make this as good as it can be, and like reevaluating our wants, our needs, going for the things that truly matter, focusing on family time, and like trying to make each other happy and do little things for each other, because it's those little things that get you through these hard times. And I'll say too, like I'm watching the news a lot just because I have a lot of time in my hands, but like some of these stories they're sharing on the news are for me, like I'm in like a pretty, I don't know, heavy emotional state. Like they really get me like hard, where like you see these crowds of people who are like cheering in like the nurses when the shift changes happen.
Yeah, right.
Even there's people with like when the grocery store workers change shifts, they're like there to like thank them for going in. It's like it's a really cool kind of thing to witness, and knowing that I'm very fortunate that I don't have to experience the true hardship of all of it, and my family's all healthy. It's somewhat uplifting to see. the good.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I mean, that's another thing that's come out of this is, I hope that people are being, more gracious to the people, that the necessary workers, the truly essential workers that are continuing to work through this. The hell, I saw my garbage man. I've never talked to my garbage man before, but I thanked them personally. I just said, I
Yeah.
appreciate you, thank you, and the guy was appreciative. He reciprocated. Or
Yeah.
just go to the grocery store. It's like saying the same thing. It's like, I thank you, I appreciate you being here, and um, I'm sure, I hope that they know that we appreciate them, and this right now it's just a crazy time, and we'd be nowhere without these people, and I totally echo your sentiment. I mean, we are fortunate to be in the position that we're in, but there are a lot of people that are struggling in this, don't have that luxury, and we're really wondering, when they're going to get their next meal, and when
Yeah.
when they're going to get back to work. I mean, fortunately, and I don't know if it's the best thing necessarily based on kind of where we're at in Michigan with this. One of the shops that I work with, one of the body shops, is reopening tomorrow, and there's a couple of shops that are reopening as well. They're getting back to work with restrictions. They're not letting people come into their facility, and they're kind of working around it. But I mean, that is encouraging to see. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily the best thing to do at this time. They are considered an essential business, being a repair facility for vehicles, but it is kind of morale boosting in a way. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, we're starting to ease back into this, and hopefully, this time off and away from this crap um, has made some headway, and we can kind of hopefully be on the road to recovery, and getting through this. And that's the hope. That's the best hope we can have.
Exactly. Yep.
Wow, we really went deep there. But I'm glad we did. I felt like that was good. I hope all of our listeners, whoever's viewing this on the live stream, I hope you guys are all doing well. We appreciate you. We love you. We hope you're all safe and working through this as well. And hope you have copious amounts of alcohol in your home.
Oh,
I will say,
it's important.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything, actually. I've been on my soapbox enough. How about, to get back to lighthearted stuff here, how is your beverage? Is it full? What
It's
level
empty, and if I'm getting another one, I have to go make a run because I think my cooler is empty now.
Let's do that and reconvene, unless you got somewhere to be. I don't know.
No, I don't. I need to run out to my keys are in the backyard, but that'll take me 30 seconds.
All right, I'm gonna go get a drink. We'll
BRB.
reconvene. Yes.
Right. Enjoy radio silence.
All right, I'm back. This is a fireside chat with Brick Hardmeat. Finally, Darth Darky got the fuck out of here so I can talk about some real shit. Looks like Slevin said we just won in DSA, which I'm going to assume is Disney Sorcerer's Arena. which is a game that we've all been playing. I've been getting into that more. Slevin just said, Dark, that we won in DSA.
I saw that.
So,
Yes.
I just
It
started
was pretty
playing
close
that.
too.
That's cool. I wasn't able to contribute because I just hit level 20 today, so I wasn't able to join or anything. But
The game is pretty fun. Maybe if we do like our official end to like our episode, we'll talk a little bit about that. I don't want to bore people if they're not playing the game, but it's definitely like a different kind of like style of the RPG kind of game. Not RPG. What is it? What's the mode
PvP?
of video? Yeah, Club Conquest is PvP, but it's kind of an RPG. Kind of a collection game, collect characters, tier them up, just like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is. But these are, our Disney heroes and villains that we love from all the Disney movies. I've been having fun with it.
Yeah, me too. I been trying to play it a little bit, taking a little time away from my alt on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Just give it a shot. A lot of you guys are playing it, and we've got a lot of guildies that joined, and it's been pretty fun. I like the idea of playing these iconic characters. Like there's very specific characters from Disney films that I really enjoy. Like I love The Sword and the Stone. That movie, that was like a really integral movie of when I grew up. Just we watched it. I watched it all the time, and I really liked it. So there's like what's her name, Mim, the like crazy wizard chick, and Merlin I think is in it too. And but I mean, amongst obviously huge, very notable characters like Aladdin and basically all Disney characters. Sully from Monsters Inc., which I really like too. But it's been fun, kind of a change of pace. But I guess we don't have to.
I think it's a good thing to try out. Like if you're into that kind of a game style and you're getting bored with Galaxy of Heroes, like obviously we're still playing that and that's our main game, but it's a different change of pace. Like try something different. There's some different modes that are way different than Galaxy of Heroes. Like I don't know what level it unlocks at, but PvP arena in this game is really fun. You get to like match up against like live opponents, which is kind of cool because like you're playing them like, and they're defending you and like managing turn meter, which was kind of fun. It's not just like squad arena where you just get what you get, So
yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, you got it pulled up there.
I'll run one of my my live squads real quick as we're talking. So I'm using Ariel Lead, Sully, Aladdin, Anger, and Jack Sparrow.
I like Anger. I just watched that movie as a family. We watched it together. It's good.
It's a pretty good matchup. We've got the same levels and whatnot. He doesn't have Ariel, so there's no leader here. So that's kind of an advantage for me. I'm going to try to take out... Oh, he's got the first turn. One of the cool things on this, if you're watching on our YouTube, is you can see who has the next turn, which is kind of cool to watch. So you don't have to like manage the turn meter like you do in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So he's going to waste this turn. Okay, there he goes. It was funny.
It looks delayed for me, but I don't know if that's what other people are witnessing.
It might be delayed on the stream itself. Cubs fan Han was doing a stream on his live PvP, and he actually pulled the Schnaps.
Our guildmate
during his live stream. Yeah, it was kind of funny.
That's funny.
And the Schnaps almost had him too.
Wow.
So
I wonder, to Cubs fan Han, Star Wars Galaxy sucks so much. I wonder, or Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes sucks so much, maybe he's going to go full on Disney Sorcerer's Arena.
I don't think it has the staying power that Galaxy of Heroes does, though.
Yeah. He's been going deep, man. Like he was looking at job openings at Capital Games, like really going deep, like about how some lead game designer quit in December or something, and how they have like 13 open job openings or something. But I don't know. And they were talking about relaunching the Game Changers potentially because they ended the Game Changers
Yeah. I think
and they
that's the thing we
ended
were talking
the
about
test
earlier
accounts.
with the news that we were talking about.
Oh,
They're
okay.
trying to get new people to be. They don't call it game changers, but I forget the name of it. I signed up for it to test out the new features, give them feedback.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I should sign up for that. Should I do it
What
live
was the
on
name of
air or
that?
no? Is that
I think you
annoying?
should. Yeah, I signed up for it when I was when it first came across.
It's the
It'd be cool
Player
if one of us
Early
gets it.
Evaluation Test Program.
Yeah.
This is on the forums under the devs announcement and news from our good buddy SB Crum. Today, we're excited to announce the launch of the Player Early Evaluation Test Program. Similar to the beta program we had previously, it provides players an early look at the development process and a chance to provide feedback directly to the team. Initially, this will be a very small group of players, but plan to grow this into a wider program that many more players can get their hands on. So they have a survey.
Pretty short.
I'm going to take it here. Are you Cubs fan, Han? No? Okay, you can continue.
It's awesome. Question 1.
My forum screen name. I don't know if I have a forum screen name. Question 1. I'm already out of the running. God damn it.
Those forums are terrible. Like, it only really is intuitive if you're like on the computer. Like, doing it on like the mobile, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. I don't think I have a EA account. This is good. This is good podcast.
I've got this matchup, so I'm just gonna throw it on auto.
This is what you guys are here for.
You're here for
Auto that
Sorcerer's
shit,
Arena
dog.
and watching us play and fill out forums.
People are tuning out. Let's see if this works. Nope, didn't work. All right. I'm not going to sign up because I don't remember my EA login. And who gives a fuck?
We're gonna put all of our eggs into me getting it. So,
all right, that sounds good. You know, if they are going to do a new Game Changer program, if that was the intent, why the fuck not? I think they should do it, and they should not include Arnold or Cubs fan Han or any other people that have just been dogging and trashing the game for the last 4 months in an insincere way. Or really, we should get some people like
Darth
you should
get Brick Hardmeat, Zareth, Solo Base 15. We're gonna
dude,
be
really
ones.
though. If you got Zareth, you know the Gambit guys involved, the Operation Metaverse folks, you know T Money G and good old Maurice, get those people involved. I mean, those are the type of people. I mean, that aren't sensationalizing this stuff just for clicks.
Exactly.
And,
they'll tell you the
actually...
truth. If this something is not working, they'll tell you, but they're not going to overly dog it, and they're not going to clickbait you into watching some stupid video that really shows you that the character is kind of good. You know, like they're going to tell it to you straight. So,
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Yeah, Operation Metaverse would definitely be a good one to keep in that team.
Yeah, there's a lot of great folks out there. We would be happy to do it, of course, but we'll see.
Yep.
So, how about Star Wars in general? You've been taking in any Star Wars stuff?
Yeah, I've been keeping up with Clone Wars season 7. Episode 8 released this last week, and it was a good change of pace. I'm not going to go into details about the storyline because you haven't gotten that far yet, but
yeah, I'm about 7 seasons behind at this point.
There's an arc right now that a lot of us are like, really, what the hell is going on here? And it started to kind of speed up a little bit in this last one. We had a character return that we hadn't seen in a long time, so that was fun and cool. And I think it's now at pace for a good last arc and finale. So
Cool.
other than that, I'm getting through season 2 again because we're prepping for our analysis of that season for next episode. So episode 39, you'll hear us talk about season 2 of the Clone Wars.
Yep, that's what we're shooting for. I'm gonna get on
And
that.
we should have the Spice Den podcast on. So Jacob will be helping us give analysis on that.
Sweet. Be good to have him on again. I didn't watch anything Star Wars related. I did try to talk my wife into watching Rise of Skywalker. Well, actually watching The Last Jedi because she hasn't seen The Last Jedi. And she resisted my advances and said no.
It's probably for the best, right? She doesn't need to see that. Just jump right into the next one.
Yeah. I feel like you have to see it though. You can't not see a Star Wars movie. I don't know. If it wasn't Star Wars, I'd say, yeah, you can just skip it.
But no.
It's Star Wars, man. I don't know if you can. It's still Star Wars. You still
gotta watch it.
And if nothing else, if she watches how bad it is, The Last Jedi is gonna, or Rise of Skywalker is gonna knock the shit out of her ass. You know, she's gonna
be like,
watch
that
that
last one was dog shit. This one's real good.
Oh my god, this is the best movie I've ever seen in my life. Move out of the way, Sophie's Choice.
Have her watch it, and then she can join us for the analysis of The Last Jedi when we get there.
Oh, wait a minute.
That would be a fun episode.
Yeah, but she can't. Recording times wouldn't work out with
Okay, all right.
Baby hard meat. He
maybe me and her can analyze it, and you can take care of baby hard meat.
Oh man, but I love Red. I gotta be a father. What are you talking about? Jesus. No, Rise of Skywalker. That's my jam, dude. I can't not.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker for sure. But Last Jedi would be funny to have her analyze it.
Oh, okay. So you're saying okay. It could be. I don't know.
Maybe she's not my wife watch it, and then our wives can analyze it together.
The
Beerettes, so stupid. I don't know
Galaxy
why they're doing
Beerettes.
any of this.
Yeah. The problem is that they don't really realize the context of The Force Awakens. I don't know how much my wife remembers from The Force Awakens. I think the extent of what she remembers from The Force Awakens is Rey is cool. That's it. Yeah. That's the only thing that she's like, oh yeah, Rey is sweet. She swings a stick around and she beats people's ass. Okay, got it. But then going to The Last Jedi, it's I don't know. It might be a lost cause. I don't know if she's ready for that, or if she'd be a good person to comment on it. So shots are fired. If you're listening to this, Mrs. Hardmeat, you need to fucking watch the Star Wars movies so that you could maybe be on our podcast and talk to Darth Darkin's wife about it.
Hell yeah. Could be fun. I can't wait to offer this idea to my wife and see what she says. She'd be like, fuck no.
We should record it. We should record both of their responses.
Yes.
Just be like,
yes.
No.
Nope. Why would you even
I don't want to do that. No. Go to the grocery store, bitch. We need some things, okay?
All right, cool.
All right. Well,
that's it.
I guess that's it.
We are out of things to talk about.
Well, thank you all people who are still watching. Appreciate you.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, things. Don't drink and hyperdrive.
Check us out. You got it.
Boom. All right.
That's it.
How do I stop this?
Oh, we got 2 people. we gained a person.